Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gnomoria with yours truly, Inzainia. Alright, let's just get back to the action. Here we go. And, let's see, we're at the 9th day. I guess we only had 6 strawberry seeds. I don't think you can... Yeah, I think that's all you get. You get the few that you start with, because I don't think you can get seeds from a strawberry plant that's raw on the ground like that. I don't know why, because when you harvest them yourself, you do. What is that? Is that a strawberry seed? Yeah, there's strawberry seeds laying all over the damn place. Maybe you do. Oh, they haven't tilled the ground yet. They're still finishing off these and they fell asleep. Never mind, my bad. Other guys are doing it. Okay, never mind, my bad. I guess when you pick stuff up, when you harvest them, you do get seeds, because there's seeds all over the place. And this is the waiting game. I mean, I could be in there designing and setting up stuff and all other stuff, but I'm in no hurry. There's no sense in all that. Gotta get up. My fan is facing the wall. I don't know why. It's starting to get warm here. It's December. I think today's December 1st, ain't it? It's December in Florida, and I'm sweating in my bedroom. Imagine that. Something wonderful to hear on here, isn't it? I just hope that fan's not blowing on my microphone. If it is, I apologize in advance. But I'm in a bedroom with a 50-inch plasma TV on the wall and a computer that's about 2 feet from me, a big high tower with an i7 set up in it. And it's overclocked, and I've got all these electronics around me, and even though it's 60 degrees outside, it's still 83 now in here. And I've got central heat and air, and it's blowing, but it's not helping. I've got too much heat generation right here in this little room. But it's all good. I will struggle through for you guys so that we can watch these gnomes evolve and prosper. They've just recently added the sound effects too. They haven't been in here that long. Most of them are good. When you get into gunfire, the training with the musketeers and stuff, or your flintlocks and whatnot, the guns sound like somebody beating on a door. Sound like something's breaking a door down. And I also like how you have to be hovering the area. Like I'm over that area that's in the middle of my screen to hear it. If I don't want to hear it, I can just move up here and I don't hear it. It's based on focus, I guess. A focus area of the screen, which is fine. It's definitely something to talk about, right? Alright, so let's see. Getting close. Almost have the whole field, which we ended up with a full cotton field planted. We ended up with a full strawberry field planted. The wheat's the only thing that we're holding back. We've been held back on. So once they get all of this done, we've really got not much for them to do because we've already cut 20 of each. We could start building some of our parts, but what I would prefer to do is get a kitchen and a distillery built. Which are both pretty easy. Now I'm just putting this stuff around on the ground because we are going to move it all inside sometime. But for right now, it's not that big a deal where you put it. You just need it somewhere where it's accessible. All right, we don't need the carvers yet. I'm not worried about them. Cloth. You want to get cloth built pretty quick, but it doesn't have a major importance until a few days into winter. So let's go ahead and get the loom built. It's just a chair and a loom. We'll put them over here. And then we'll build a tailor. Yeah, these guys are going to be pissed off because I'm fitting to make them use up all their stored. See, we can't really do anything here until we can get a bone needle. So we'll go ahead and set it up to build, even though it won't be able to be built. They'll build the table, the chair, but we can't do a bone needle until we get a bone. And in order to get a bone, you have to either kill something, or you can get one from one of the beasties that attack you. And at the beginning of the month coming up, we'll get attacked by some goblins, and I will build. In fact, I'm gonna get them to working on it now. Food and drink, a butcher shop, which is a knife, a chair, and a table, which I can do because I can make a stone knife. And we'll put the butcher shop up here by the food stuff and the drink, the booze. And then a workshop, let's see. So we got wood, we got stone covered, we got cloth covered, food and drink. Don't care about gem, metal, mechanism yet, military, none of that matters. We need a market stall and a bone carver. So we want a market stall. And we're just going to put this over here like so against the wall out of the way. In fact, I'm going to build 2 of them. Maybe we'll get lucky and get 2 merchants on the 5th day. That was another thing that I wanted to mention. You get nomads on the 1st day of the month, and you get merchants on the 5th day of the month. Merchants early on are really important because you can get your extra animals. Right now I've got 2 yaks. There's emus and there's llamas. You can buy them, but they're expensive. Right now I won't be able to afford them because they're like 500 each. And most of my items, they sell for like 1 each. So until I've got a lot of production coming in of cotton, wheat, strawberry seeds, clippings, and all that other stuff, which you can sell all that stuff for 1. You can sell everything except for stones, raw stones, and dirt. Everything else sells for at least 1. But you can use that stuff to trade, to barter with them for the animals. The first things that are important, though, is getting seeds. Like I want to get some grape seeds so I can get a little grape area going. Then I can start making grape wine, which is not the best. You know, you don't have to, but yeah, I like variety. I want some apple, strawberry, and grape wine. Why not? Let's see. What else are we working on? Oh, it's in the miscellaneous. We need a bone carver. Knife, chair, and a table. Good. We don't need a leather worker yet, but we will. So I'm going to go ahead and build it. Furniture, a workshop, miscellaneous, a leather worker. Knife, chair, and a table. That's fine, sir. There we go. Now I'm just building these because I can they're going to build all the parts. And this is going to stop a lot of these people from standing around. I should have done this a few days ago. But it didn't dawn on me to do so. As long as you've got the market stalls built by the 5th. Ooh, honey badger. You don't want to mess with a honey badger yet. Not until I have some weapons. My guys could kill that honey badger, but I would run a risk of losing somebody, so it's just not worth bothering with. Now, if he happens to wander into my area, then I will pause the game, put all my guys in military units, and attack him. But it's not necessarily something that I'm aiming to do. Yes, I need the bone. He'll give me 10 bones. But it's not something that you want to do off the bat. They are actually more dangerous than unarmed goblins. Unarmed goblins, I'll get like 1, maybe 2, the first invasion on the 1st or 2nd, maybe the 3rd day of summer. Here in about 5 days, game days, I'll get like 1, maybe 2 unarmed goblins come in. And my guys will generally, I'll save it first. And then my guys will beat the pee out of them. And if somebody dies, I'll alt F4 out, reload the game, and we'll do it again until we beat them. But I'll have my guys set up to disarm and set up under Way of the Gnome. That way their dodge and stuff's increased. And they will probably just kick the pee out of the goblins. So it's all good. Probably could go beat that honey badger too, but I don't want to stop everything that my guys are doing to run across the map hunting for a honey badger. You know, it's just not worth it. I don't need that tailoring shop yet. I only need it when I need band-aids. Right now, I've got, you start with like 15 or 20 band-aids. So you're good. Basically, when your guys get beat up and start bleeding, they come back and they need a band-aid. So, or a bandage. And the bandage will stop the bleeding. If they're not bleeding, they won't use a bandage. If they get hurt, a medic can use a bandage on them if you've set up a hospital, and that's used by designating an area also for that. And we will get to that. That's later. And good, he's building a stall first. So no matter what, now, even if the other stuff doesn't finish building by the 5th, which it will all be built probably here in a day or so, we will have a merchant come in, which is good, because I want to get some grape seeds from him, and a few copper ore if he's got some, because it sells pretty expensive. It's like 20 per copper. But 2 make a bar, and 1 bar makes a pickaxe. So I can make a couple pickaxes, which I need to make 1 more pickaxe and at least 1 more felling axe for trees. I'm not looking to make weapons for combat yet. I'm going to let them all fight unarmored and no weapons, no armor, until they get their dodge up to about 40 or so. Because that, like I said, that way of the gnome really boosts their dodge abilities. And they increase dodge really quickly. So once I get my dodge up to about 50 or even higher, maybe 70, 50 or 60, then I will start wearing armor and weapons and stuff, because then it'll help later. It'll help when they've got gear on. Their dodge goes up really slow once they put on gear and weapons, and you change them over to actual melee combat, you know, with weapons. One more day of protection after today. This day just started. I need to get me a bottle of this water. So this day just started. We got this full day and then 1 more day. And then the gloves come off, kiddies. And it's time to get it on like Donkey Kong. I need to get some beds made. I need that wheat to hurry up and grow. Unfortunately, as you've noticed, you have a big influx of stuff that you have to do at the beginning of the game, the first couple days, and then you end up with about 6 or 7 days of this just chilling and basically watching them do the things that you've told them to do. Now, you could build extra carpenters, or I could have left them crude workbenches, and other people would have been working also to help. But, again, none of this stuff, nothing that I'm doing is extremely vital. The only thing that's even close to being vital is getting, like I said, the tailoring section going. You want to get wheat and tailoring going as soon as possible. I've got food growing. I will then use that food to make wine, as you can see here. They've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations to build, which they're working on 6. Oh wait, 7. Lots of chairs, lots of tables to build. And basically on this guy's, there's going to be somebody just sitting here doing nothing but making planks the whole time. I got plenty of lumber to do it though. They just got to do it. And you got to wait on it, because their skills are really low. They do level them up though, like I've said, so they get better at it if they do it. Now, the problem with the way that I've got this society set up is that everybody's doing everything. You know, I've got 4 guys doing all of the crafting, so it could be any of them 4 guys that are doing the cutting. You will specialize more as you go along. Once I get my first influx of gnomes, which I should jump up then to about 13 or so gnomes, I will then sit down and show you my working setup that works really good, and I'm at 4 years into the game and it still functions perfectly. I mean, I'm serious. The only time I run into any problem is when I set up a huge build thing, and that was because I had people that were doing specific jobs that, like farming. I had my farmers and my guys that were doing farmers related to farming, I had them building set high. And they would go and then build something and wouldn't maintain their farming while they were building. And sometimes these jobs, you know, like you saw that building, if you watched my preview video, that building that I had built into the mountain, it was all built out of block, marble block, with my initial throne room in it, or great hall. That took me like 7, maybe 8 game days to build, just the foundation and up. So you can literally spend a lot of time. And this was, you know, weeks, probably, or actually probably the second year of the game when I did this. So my guys are actually in the 30s and 40s, maybe even a little higher in skill. And they had already been specialized in that skill, and it still took 7 or 8 days just to build it because they had to cut each individual stone block. And it's just when you build a big project like that, guys go off and they had to do that. So I had them set up wrong initially, but I didn't notice that too late actually, and ended up losing all of my yaks and all of my llamas. They starved because I hadn't been harvesting wheat for like 7 or 8 game days, and or actually they'd harvested it, but they hadn't replanted it for like 7 days. And it was getting ready to turn winter. So by the time my guys got back and started planting it, you know, we was getting ready to transition into winter. So nothing grows in winter. So we had 12 full days, and they didn't have a big stockpile. So I ended up losing all of I had like 11 yaks and like 7 or 8 llamas, and they all died. Well, they didn't die. I got onto this topic earlier and didn't complete it, but the way that it works is when your animal's going to starve, would normally die, they leave your kingdom. They just walk out and then work their way towards the edge somewhere and disappear. But you can kill them. You can butcher them, which is a good idea. I mean, I didn't even think about it. But if you know that they're going to die, if you know that you're going to run out of wheat or something like that, you can start grabbing them and just set them to butcher. And to do that, you would just take this and bring this down to 0 and 0, and they'll leave. And then you have your butcher shop. You can right-click on your butcher shop, and you can set it to butcher excess livestock. Well, if there's 0 and 0 set to the pin, you have to keep a pin, but at 0 to 0, then they'll be out of it. They're considered extra, and your butcher will go get them and lead them back and butcher them. And you'll end up with a bunch of meat, a bunch of bones, and a skull, and some leather and or some hides. You can make armor out of them. See, we're just now starting to get straw. And how much, let's see, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you can count, you can see the grain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 have grown. I want to check stocks, items, goods. Let's go down to food. Plants, straw, and I've still got 7, so I could have safely built 2 beds, but I would rather be safer and make sure that my yaks don't die, let them sleep like crap, because I'm going to use all of this. Actually 7, I just grew 5, so I had 2. So yeah, no, I couldn't have safely built a bed. They would have run the risk of starving. Now the way that planting works is they always they harvest whatever's available, and then they go back after they've harvested everything that's available. They'll start reseeding. What I like to do is set my wheat farm priority to 5 or to 3. I set my strawberry farm to 4, and then I leave my cotton at 5. And what that generally tends to do is this one gets picked first, then the strawberries, then the cotton. This one will get seeded first, this one, and then this one. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite always work, but that's the general way that it should work. We'll see here shortly once they've finished harvesting. If they start seeding this one, even though they're standing here next to this one with seeds, we'll know it works. All right, we got another table built. What's this? My loom. Okay, looms. We can make bolts of cloth. Bolts of cloth are important because you need bolts of cloth for the tailor in order to make band-aids or bandages. All right. Cut that wheat. No, it was all planted, so it was 10, 20, 33. I had 33 plots planted. We can go into stocks, items, goods. Well, let's wait until they've picked it all. All right, we're on the last day. We're about to go into the first day. And I've had it on double time this whole time so that things would go a little faster. I would highly suggest that you play it on normal speed though if you're new to the game. Maybe double speed it through those moments when you're just waiting around. Alright, how much wheat do I have now? I need to get some beds made. I have 22 straw. Okay, so I can make some beds. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to build furniture, straw bed, build. Alright, where do we want them to sleep at? How about over here? It'd be fine for right now. 1, 2, 3, 12. That's plenty. Now they'll build 4 little straw beds right there. And then they'll sleep in them, and they'll sleep a little bit better. Out in the rain, which actually I'll deconstruct them. I should put them inside. So what we'll do is we will mine out a little bedroom right here. That'll work. So let's go back and cancel those last 2. And we'll deconstruct that one and that one. And it'll just give us back our wheat. It's not a big deal. And it's already done. The reason why is I want to build them inside. Build furniture, straw bed, build 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hopefully, or what, it don't matter. They turn it into wheat. Once I get those 4 beds built, usually, once you get some beds going and people sleeping on beds, you can rotate in and out of 4 beds. I will eventually build you know, cloth beds, nice beds for them in their own little bedrooms. But for right now, for the first, you know, couple seasons, let's go to build furniture, a trough, and build one. We'll put one there. Wait, my wheat's here, so let's put one there and there, and let's cancel that other one. There we go. And I've got to born a new yak. So yeah, you get them in the pen one day, 12 days later, there you go. I actually got it quicker than I did on my other game. On my other game, I didn't get it until about the 2nd or 3rd day. That could have been my fault though. I may have, you know, put him in there, not built their thing until the 2nd or 3rd day and just not noticed it. I hope they have enough seed to plant that entire field, and it looks like they are actually. See, they're planting this and their strawberry seeds were down there. And we're well beyond where we were. We were at 33. Now we're at like 45. Hopefully they'll get the whole thing planted. Alright, we're at the first day of summer. First thing I want to do is build furniture, torch. Let's put one here. Let's put, oh, look at that, 4 nomads. I forgot to save the game. I got lucky. It just saved it a minute ago though. But let's go to see my kingdom worth. 2,900. From 25 I can have up to 13. That's the maximum I could get, so I got really lucky. Alright, so let's yeah, I got really lucky. I got 13 people now. Alright, I'm gonna explain now what I would have explained. Now when your nomads come in, if you save the game generally before 6 o'clock the first winter, it saves it automatically for you at about 4 or 5. You know, so you're okay if you forget to save. It's a random number, you know, based on how many you could have. So you can go to the wiki, you can look and see what your minimum total kingdom worth and your great hall's worth is. Look on the chart. The chart will tell you you can have a population of, for me right now it's 13. At between 2,500 and 3,800, it's 13. Then what it does is it looks and sees how many people you have, which I had 9, and a random number generator decides how many of the possible numbers that you could have you get. So I could have gotten 1 nomad there, 0 nomads there. I've seen 0 several dozen times. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You know, it's a random number rolls. And if that happens and you get less than the maximum amount, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can hold Alt and hit F4 and it'll close the game. Then you reload the game, load your save game, wait again. You know, and you'll only have to wait at most 2 game hours. What I tend to do is watch the time. I'll see whenever it pops up down there how many nomads arrived. If they arrived at 6:43. So what I would do is I would then let my game play through when I reloaded, let it play through to 6, and then save it at about 6. You want to save it about 30 to 40 minutes prior to it happening, because if you accidentally save and it pops up 0 nomads, guess what? You're stuck for the whole season with 0 nomads. But this is a good time to end this episode and start the next one. And in the next episode, I'm going to build my entire population with the individualization, because I'll have 13 nomads, I only have 15 in my main kingdom. So, where'd they come in at, though? Oh, down here, too, so they can just come right up here. Boop, boop, boop. Actually, they'll come right up here. Let me get them into the house. What are they doing? Alright, let me set them to doing something. Population, professions, or assign. See, these are the 4 nomads that come in. Hopefully, they don't have 1s in anything. Provisionalist. Provisionalist. I'm just throwing that on there just to get them to go to the town. That way they don't wander. See, there they go. And now they're all going to run up there. Maybe. Who is that? Tick. Alright, so let's go to population. Let's find out what we assign Tick. We'll assign him the other. Tick, provisionalist. Alright, so you're going to be a prospector. Get out of here and go. Alright, got him inside. Alright, so everybody's inside the gate. We're going to pause the game. We're going to save it. And that will be the end of this episode. I'm going to get my list out, and we will start the next one with me. I will set it all up on screen so that if you want to copy mine, you can. I can tell you that it works really well. It's lasted me for 4 years, and I've, never had really any drawbacks except for when I built too much, but I fixed that. Since then, I've yet to have any issues. So we'll see you in the next episode. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. Like and subscribe if you liked and you want to subscribe. I don't beg for it. If you'd like to, I'd appreciate it. You guys are the reason that I do this. All right, we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.